We are students.
We are faculty.
We are sponsors.
We are the Project Center.
We are Seattle University.
We are.
We are. We are.
We are.
Currently we're at Babcock Creek, and there's a temporary acro-modular bridge here, and what Seattle Study Light wants us to do is make the crossing permanent.
Project Center is a great place for students to try out being a real engineer, where the solution is not in the back of the book and the guidelines are not always clear.
The Project Center is about solving messy problems, problems that don't necessarily have a single right answer. So these projects affect more than just one or two people. They usually affect an entire community. And students need to think about that community as they're developing a plan. That's one of the most important things in engineering, is thinking about the long-term ramifications of a project.
The Project Center experience also provides our students with a leg up in terms of finding employment after they graduate. Many of the students go on to work for the sponsoring organizations.
It's an opportunity to give back something to the community through the education system. It's also an opportunity to meet a lot of students for future recruiting and just to benefit our industry by helping students be more prepared to be great professionals in the industry when they get out of school.
I think a key ingredient of the success of the Project Center is our small size and the large city that we're in. So our program is small enough that we can give every senior in engineering and computer science an opportunity to be part of a project team. And because we're in a big city, we can ensure that most of the project teams are sponsored by a government agency or a corporation in the area, and this is a tremendous opportunity for our students.
The Project Center is a way we bring the real world to the education of our students. We find projects that businesses are wrestling with today. We give them to the students to work on. Frequently the business doesn't have the internal resources to do it themselves, or they're looking for a second opinion. The students take it on, and they usually come back with great results for the firm. And also, the longer run vision was to have projects where science and engineering students worked on the concept, developed the innovation, and the business students figured out how to bring it to market.
We'd like the students to actually work as part of the managerial team so that they understand how that fits into a business and how they can actually learn things that they certainly couldn't learn in the classroom.
So the role of my team was to help Packard discover all the nuances of doing business in China, which includes HR implications, cultural differences, economic, and some strategic advice.
Well, obviously it's good for the students to experience something than just the classroom environment. They get, both directly and indirectly a feel for what it's like in the real world.
I think the most meaningful project was the Eng8 Warrior project. A local artist, Pam Hom, created those large sculptures out of metal, and she wanted those sculptures to move. So we had a group of students from electrical and mechanical engineering who were working on creating a robotic platform that would go in the base of the sculptures, and also create a navigational system that worked with RFID sensors that were placed in the floor.
Working with Project Center has been fun. On one hand is really the one place where I can see that students get a taste of real life, and it is a very important taste because otherwise it just wouldn't happen.
I actually enjoy being in this program and learning about the process of coming up with an idea and getting it to actually be something physical.
We bring in these students that have a lot of energy and a lot of excitement, and the project liaisons, the engineers that work with these students, really get a good opportunity to one, practice on their mentoring skills. And the nice thing with the Project Center is that we can bring a small group of students together as a team.
I reflected back to the student team and said, do you realize you have just given this client system a tool that's going to transform the way they do business?
One of the things that we looked at, and we find that working with the Project Center and Seattle U in particular, is really our objectives and our goals and our missions are compatible. We found that it was a really good fit with Seattle U's mission of developing the individual intellectually and socially as a whole person and be able to provide the technical resources and then the personal growth and experience of being able to provide and give back to our communities and internationally where we can.
I think it's a wonderful experience that our students are getting here that sets them apart from students at other universities. Their experience with the Project Center helps them develop their professional skills that they just don't otherwise get.
They do project progress reports. They do presentations just like they were in a company presenting to management. They face real-world problems on their project, delays, complications, having to fall back and head in a different direction.
I've always enjoyed working with all sorts of kids. I love teaching them real stuff and sitting down with them and listening to them and then showing them what the real world's really, really like. I know I learned that when I was a student. And I really, now I really enjoy giving that back to the kids today.
We are changing the world.
We are Seattle University.
We are the Project Center.
We are Seattle University at its very best.